It's often said that young Filipinas set out to catch much older foreign men. Well, I'm going to go to where thousands of young Filipinas hang out in the hope of finding their man. And this will certainly give us an indication if in fact many young Filipinas are deliberately searching for much older guys, and if so, what could that mean? So be sure to stay with me here. So here we are, guys. I've come to Christian Filipina dating site where thousands of Filipinas certainly do hang out. Now, this will give us a bit of an indication as to what age group these girls are looking for. So for this search, I'm choosing the younger women, 18 to 22 years of age. I'll hit the search button, and straight away we've got over 6,000 Filipinas in that age range coming up. So straight away we're going to notice on these top three women, they're all between 18 and 22 years of age, and they all are looking for guys in the age range of 50 to 75 there, 35 to 70 there, and 25 to 60 there. Now that is a big age difference they're looking for. And especially when we move down to Joanne here, who's looking for someone 45 to 70, and she's only 20. So she's looking for an age gap of 25 plus years, all the way up to possibly a 50-year age gap difference. Now, that's quite massive. And one has to ask the question, when you see girls on there who are young, in their early 20s, and they're looking for possibly a man 50 years older, what is going through their mind? Do they really believe that age is just a number? And do they really believe that an older foreign man is more settled and sincere about a relationship? Or is there something else going through their mind about what he can provide for her and the life he can give her moving forward? Or is she out just to get what she can get from him and nothing else? They're the obvious questions that would come up in my mind, at least. But as we'll see if we go down the page a bit further, there's some girls that are not looking for quite a big age gap relationship. This one here is happy to start at her own age, around 20 years of age, but she will push up to 50, which is still quite big, I guess. The age gap is still 30. That's quite big for a young girl. And you've got to remember that a lot of young women around 20 years of age, they've still got a lot of growing and learning to do about who they are and what they want in life. So typically, as they go from the age of 20 up to around 30, 35, they're really learning about themselves and what they want. So what they want today could be different to what they want tomorrow, next month, next year, and 5 years or 10 years from now. It can change that much. And if a guy is going to enter into a big age gap relationship with such a young Filipina, that's the risk they're taking. And that's the plain truth of the matter. There is a big risk. But then we scroll down and we see some girls down here. Jane here, who's 20 years of age, and she's looking for a man 20 to 30. So that's very much what society would deem as acceptable in a relationship. And Jewel here, she's 21 and she's looking for a man 25 to 35. Again, very acceptable according to society, that is. And I'd ask the question about these two girls here. What is it that makes them only want to stay in their own age group? The other question I want to pose, why is it that in the Philippines itself, in a relationship between a Filipina and a Filipino man, that it's very rare for a Filipina to date a man who's much, much older, unless, of course, like in any country, he's got a lot of money. But then why do some change their mind when it comes to a foreign man? They might say, no way will I date a Filipino man who's much older, 40, 50 years older. But when it comes to a foreign guy, they change their mind and they're happy to then date him or marry him, even though he's 30, 40, 50 years older. Why is that so? And if there's any Filipinas watching this, I'd really like to hear from you about that particular question. So if you can let me know in the comments below, that would be appreciated, as to why a Filipina may not date a man in the Philippines who's 40 or 50 years older, but when it comes to dating a foreigner, she'll change her mind and she'll say, yes, 40 or 50 years older than me is okay. But clearly from this, there is no one standard. And I can go through pages of this stuff. You know, it's all the same all throughout. There's a mixture all throughout. We go to this next page. It's the same thing, 24 to 50, 35 to 70, 35 to 70, 20 to 70, 21 to 50, 18 to 70, and the list goes on. It goes up and down, 19 to 30, 25 to 30, 25 to 50. So there's clearly no one standard. It's a mixture. As in anything, nothing is ever generalized or standard. People have different ideas depending on who they are and what they want in life and what their values are, their morals are, and everything else. But if you're looking for a Filipina and you come across this site or similar sites and you see the different age ranges, what are you thinking to yourself when you're seeing a 20-year-old who says, okay, yeah, I'm happy to find a guy who might be 40 or 50 years older than me? Does that ring alarm bells for you or create many questions or uncertainty in your mind? That's what I want to know. I know for me, it certainly creates a lot of questions. I'm looking to try and see in her mind why a 20-year-old would possibly be interested in dating a man 60 or 70 years of age. And as I say, perhaps she honestly believes that the man is more settled in life and committed to a relationship, and maybe that's a high priority in her value system. Or perhaps is she foregoing true love and physical attraction to gain in other areas? There's certainly questions that need to be asked if you're looking to date a Filipina, and especially around what age Filipina you're going to be dating. So if you're an older man, you can also come here and do another search, and you might be looking for an older woman, let's say from 35 to 45, for example. So again, we hit the search button, and that'll give us a look at the women there of over 18,000 women in that age category. So if you're 50 or 60 years of age, there's women there looking for men 40 to 70, 40 to 55, 50 to 60, 40 to 60, and so on. 40 to 60 seems to be common, 40 to 50. So women in this age range of 35 to 45 seem to be looking for men within a reasonable age gap, let's say. 44 to 55, 37 to 50, 35 to 40, 40 to 55, and so on. And why is that the case? Now, I know that they're getting older and they're not going to be looking for a man in his 90s. That's common sense. But still, they do seem to be looking for a man much closer to their own age as they get older. But there is a lot there saying up to around the 50 or 55 years of age mark, which is interesting to me. Perhaps they're more settled in their life and money is not such a big issue. Whereas perhaps for the young Filipinas, they might be looking for a bit more security in life and a bit of money. And let's face it, money does help the world go around and it does make life a little easier. So I thought that was an interesting comparison there as well. So be sure to let me know in the comments what your thoughts are of this in a respectful way, of course. And clearly, as I say, there's no one standard answer here. Like in anything, there's no generalization. People are different worldwide, and Filipinas are no exception. As you can see, some will be looking for guys closer to their own age. Others will be going in a much broader age range. And the reasons for that, only you can decide. So again, if you're looking to date a Filipina and you're not sure where to start, I can highly recommend Christian Filipina. And you can access this page through my affiliate link in the pinned comment and description below. If you're looking for more valuable information and tips around dating a Filipina, then be sure to check out the playlist on screen now. And be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.